Why are antonyms so unpredictable? Imagine trying to guess the opposite of a word and feeling unsure about what it could be. That's because antonyms are more complicated than just words that mean the opposite. They are part of what we call foundational vocabulary, which helps us understand the basics of language. When we define words, we often look at their antonyms to get a clearer picture. But why do antonyms sometimes surprise us? Antonyms are words that show opposite meanings, like hot and cold or alive and dead. But not all antonyms behave the same way. There are three main types that explain why they can be unpredictable. The first is gradable antonyms. These are words like hot and cold because something can be very hot, a little hot, or not hot at all. Because of this, the opposite isn't always clear-cut. The second type is complementary antonyms, like alive and dead. When one is true, the other must be false. These are easier to predict because something can't be both at the same time. The third type is polar antonyms, such as long and short. These are more abstract and depend on the context, which makes their relationship less straightforward. Another reason antonyms can be unpredictable is because of semantic orientation. Words often carry positive or negative feelings, and one word in a pair might stand out more. For example, alive is often seen as more positive than dead, which can influence how we think about the pair. Plus, language is always changing. Over time, words can shift in meaning or be used differently depending on culture or the speaker. This can make the relationship between antonyms less predictable. When we look at how words are used in sentences, it helps us see these differences clearly. For example, the ground was wet after the rain, but it dried quickly. Here, wet and dry are complementary antonyms because something can't be both at the same time. Or, the coffee was too hot, so I waited for it to cool. This shows how gradable antonyms like hot and cold can have many degrees. Understanding why antonyms are unpredictable helps us see how language works. They reflected different types of opposites, involve varying degrees of contrast, and are shaped by context and meaning. This makes learning and using antonyms an interesting part of building vocabulary and mastering language.